A couple wants to live close to their friends, so they created an intentional community. We're going to read into this interesting story from Positive Outlook, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with another good news, good vibes story here. And this was an interesting one that I came across here from Positive Outlook with the headline that a couple that wants to live close to its friends, so they created an intentional community. This is an interesting one because obviously it's, you know, there is a case of obviously it's always nice to be close to family, like drive away to your family. To some people, it is like literally like could be across the road or your next door neighbor and whatnot. But in this situation, they've created an internal community within the land that they have. And now there's two ways you could look at this kind of story. There's the one way where, oh, it's really nice to have so much family, so many people you could always interact with close to you. And I know there's obviously certain countries and cultures have large groups of families always together with each other. Because it's for some it's a cultural thing rather than just a cultural thing to certain religions and certain nationalities and whatnot, and that's totally understandable. But I also, part of me is like, is why I like the idea of always having family and whatnot really close together. There's always that part of like having your own space sort of thing as well. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. They all have their own separate buildings, pretty much, in this internal community. So they're separated from each other. But that's just kind of my preference. Well, their preference is obviously they all want to be together, and that's totally cool. And if you're in the same thing, that's totally cool as well. But everyone is different, like I say. I have thought in the past, if I was ever a wealthy person, would I want like all my family and things around in a community as such? I have thought about that. Part of me is like yes, and a part of me is like no, because there's kind of like the privacy thing that I want as well. So I am in two ways about it. But some people do want this, and good, and obviously it comes at a cost as well to be able to do something like this as well. So Levin and Kristen Berman wanted to live close to their friends while still having their own space. And to make this happen, they created an internal community called Radish. Internal communities are groups of people who live together and have a strong sense of community and work together on things like housing, food, and decision making. In this unique step, residents can choose their neighbours, share meals together, and enjoy the privacy of their own homes. This is actually one big property Phil shared, pointing to the various structures. They felt lucky to find such extraordinary space within the city. Phil's quest for a new home started with a simple desire to be close to his friends. Interesting. In San Francisco, he and his group enjoyed living together in a large house with 9 bedrooms for 11 people. We were having the time of our lives, he reflected. However, as we discussed about starting families began to surface, it became evident that their living arrangements were no longer supportable, and they realized they needed a new space, a new container for the community. So this is apparently it. So very 3 houses, pretty much all very tight up together here, but it's pretty much a shared communal here, pretty much. This realization prompted them to search for a property supporting families and children. They needed a place commute to San Francisco, yet spacious enough for different families to live together. Ultimately, they discovered a complex featuring 10 homes spread across 6 buildings. It was designed to accumulate 20 adults and 5 seem to be 6 kids. 4 units are in one building, while a single-family home contains 2 units. 2 additional buildings were constructed to foster a rich community aerospace. The owners discussed the lack of houses for sale, highlighting that their journey had evolved. They began with a 4-plex and a 5-bedroom home, gradually expanding the property over 6 years by building nearby houses and building new structures. Initially, they faced challenges due to building restrictions, but these barriers eventually changed. The introduction of accessory dwelling unit ACUs played a crucial role, allowing new buildings to be classified as accessory dwelling units ACUs. They are pretty snazzy units, to be fair, from the looks of it. The new structures, measuring around 1,000 square feet, are designed for family living. One unit included 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, created by the owner's friends. The layouts prioritize safety and offers plenty of space for children. Instead of enclosing the driveway, the owner decided to park cars outside the fenced area, creating a secure environment for kids to play. This design fosters a private space where children can run freely away from vehicle hazards. This communal living style creates a supportive environment for families. This includes ADUs and single-family homes, prompting a sense of community. The owner noted that shared yards provide a safe space for children to play, featuring amendments like a hot tub style and cold plunge, with a hot tub being a popular attraction to families interested in the property. Now, obviously, let's be serious here. You're going to need a ton of money here for this kind of dream. Let's be quite frank. And most people listening to this don't really have the kind of money, shall we say. Design also encourages interaction among neighbours by maintaining an open pathway to the courtyard. This layout fosters engagement, particularly from the owner's young daughters, who often climb the steps to the windows to request what they call special milk. This layout is internally designed for families. The owner explained that she and Phil created the space to connect with Cafe Fig, catering to families' unique needs. She highlighted that the arrangement makes parenting easier, as a dad is much easier to raise a kid here. Yeah, actually, in terms of raising children, yeah, this can actually, if you're somebody raising children and you have like other communities, you can save yourself a lot of money by if you can put them on the laps of some relatives within your community. And yeah, moreover, this communal fosters a strong community among the adults. The owner shared that around 5:30 p.m. the children come out to play, give the adults a chance to relax and socialise. Reflecting on their journeys, the owners note significant changes after moving from San Francisco. Initially, they didn't have children, but the kids truly have made the place feel like home. This transformation in their communal living highlights the impact of shared experiences. The owners express surprise at how much the presence of children have shaped their community, emphasizing how remarkable it is that kids have changed things. Kids really do change the lives of people. They really can. They completely change people. If I ever do have children, it will certainly change my life, that's for sure. As the community grows, the owner highlights the importance of flexibility. Living together is like a relationship. It requires constant negotiation to meet everyone's needs. The ultimate goal remains to create a nutrient environment for families while fostering a sense of belonging among neighbours. Proudly, the owner highlights their home's distinct characters and the importance of the community. I think this is a special place because of the people who live here, they stated. We support each other and celebrate our differences, making it a great place to raise kids. And then they have here, there's a free tour. You can have a look inside the internationally called Radish and learn more about the owner's story through the video below. The link here for the article will be in the description if you guys want to have a look at it. That's for sure. But it is quite an interesting... I mean, it's pretty much the same as communities, but the only difference is obviously if you have a community where everyone kind of... It's different. I would say if you know your communities, if you know them. If you don't know them, you have to kind of get embedded and get embedded into engagements with them, obviously. And sometimes, especially if they're not on the same end, then it's obviously not going to go well. But if everyone's all on board with the idea, working together and whatnot, then why not for it? But obviously this idea, this internal community, like any other community, these are not cheap. They're very expensive sort of thing. And this is something in America as well. I know there's probably there's different types of these. There might be one or two variants of this kind here in the UK. But it is obviously an expensive one, to say the least. I mean, it's great for the kids because obviously the kids get to interact with other kids, which is really, really good as well. And I think that's a really important thing for children, that they're not always interacting with with adults, and that they're interacting with children. That's a really important concept as well. So I'm not sure if I would categorize this as a good news story. It's more of an idea and a concept, I would say, more than anything. But I wanted to share this one anyway because I did find it a fascinating one, to say the least. Like, I'm happy for them. I'm generally happy for them that they have a place that they can raise kids together with their different families and whatnot. I'm really generally am. But obviously, from a financial perspective, especially for some people watching, it's probably not ideal for them. But everyone is different. But what do you guys honestly think about this story? What do you guys think about intentional communities? Or intentional communities, I think is the term. What do you guys think about them? What do you guys think about having close to your friends, that close on top of you like that? How do you feel about that kind of idea? Let me know your thoughts and more excuse me, down in the comments section below. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing because it really does help support the channel. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.